Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to have a look at finding the equation from a graph. So in order for that to happen, you've got to be given certain information. So let's have a look. Here's our graph. We've got two x-intercepts at -3 and then also at 1, and we've got another value. It is a turning point here, but it doesn't have to be, of -1 and 8. So what we're going to do, we're going to try and find the equation to this graph here. So first thing we've got to do, we've got to look at the information that we've got. We've got two x-intercepts and we've got another point. Given that we've got our two x-intercepts, we use factor form. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open up a new calculator, and I'm going to say this is our factor form. So I am going to say now that we've got x minus -3, oops, x minus -3, and we've got x minus 1, x minus 1, and there's an a in front because we don't know what it is. So that's converted now to ax plus 3 times x minus 1. Okay, so now we have a look at this. So that's our two factors. That takes care of our two x-intercepts. This a, though, is a bit tricky. Now what we can see here is that we've got another point here at 1 and -8. So that tells us when x equals 1, y equals -8. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take this thing here, and where I've got -1, I'm going to say -1, and I'm going to say -1. And now that's what I've got there. So it's telling me I've got -2 times 8. Now hang on, I've made a mistake. In this thing, I should have put a times in. Now I do that so that it realizes it's not a variable. And then our next line. So we'll do this again. And instead of x, we're going to put -1. Over here, we put -1. And there we have -4a. So now it's telling us a -4a. Now we saw before that if x equals -1, y equals -8. So we substituted -1. So this -4 times a has got to equal 8. You press enter, work that out. Oh, sorry, -8. So that's what we've been told. So what we do now, we solve that. Solve that for a. And now it tells us that a is 2. So based on that, we can now say that this is our equation, and a is 2. So that's what we've got there. So that's the equation. Now, depending on what kind of form you want that, you may want to write that in general form. Ax squared plus bx plus, ax squared plus bx plus c. It's how the form you might want it. So what we do with this, we expand this here. And it gives us there in general form. If we want it in turning point form, well, we'll say complete square. Take that in terms of x, and you have it in turning point form. So that takes care of how to find how to find the equation if we've been given x-intercepts. So let's just check. If I press tab, go up, there we have what we put in before. Now it doesn't work it out for us, but that's what it ends up being. So 2x squared plus 4x minus 6. So that's the way we go about finding out an equation if we've got two x-intercepts.